All right, we're going to take a look at the hypothesis from 6.3.2. When solving a system, A, when is it best to use equal values? When is equal values method best? Equal values is when you have it both in y equals mx plus b, because the y is alone, so you can set the mx plus b's equal to each other. So we call that slope-intercept form. Let's make sure that we're putting our answer in the red, of course, and that slope-intercept form is what we're calling it. Okay, and that, of course, is because when the y's are alone, you can set the other expression, the mx plus b part of each equation, equal to each other, and that's why that's the equal values method. Okay, substitution method. Works best when, and substitution, when one equation is in slope-intercept. In other words, the variable is isolated, but the other is in standard. And this is because you can substitute the mx plus b for y into the standard equation. Solid. When is elimination best? Elimination works best when they're both in standard. When both equations are in standard form, because then you can line up the x's and y's and make one of them eliminate by canceling it against the other one. You add the two equations together, in other words. Okay, so that's it for number one. To solve a system using elimination method, what has to happen to at least one of the two variables' coefficients? So you either need the coefficient of y or the coefficient of x to be opposite of each other. So like in the methods in learning, we had to turn this one into a -6 to make it cancel there. So basically, you need one of the variables coefficients. Oh, yeah, I just paid so much attention to that one, but I spelled that one wrong. Haha, very hilarious. To be opposite one another. In other words, if you have 2y, then you need the other one to have -2y. Or if you have 5x, you need the other one to have -5x. It doesn't matter if it's x or y, either one will work. Either variable will work. Variable. Okay, there we go. Predict. If two equations are in standard form, is it always best to use elimination method? Well, you can't really substitute if you don't have one of them in slope-intercept. So slope-intercept isn't very good if it's in standard. And you can't use equal value method if neither variable is isolated. So I will say yes, because at least one variable has to be isolated when, there I am trying to spell variable incorrectly again, when doing equal values or substitution. And of course, what that means is standard is when the two variables are together. So elimination method is the best one when the two variables are together and neither one is isolated. So I will say yes, it is. And for now, that's a very good prediction. We don't have proof, but it's a good prediction.